It is the 62nd match of IPL, and we have got our first team who has got into the qualifier, and the second team which has got into, which is already eliminated from the IPL. And Chirayu must be very happy because बहुत ही जब से शुरू हुआ था इनिशियली आईपीएल, तब से गुजरात टाइटंस को फॉलो कर रहे हैं और हमारे साथ डिस्कस करते हैं क्रिकेट में हमारे शो में अबाउट गुजरात टाइटंस. Shirayu, before we go to the match summary, like definitely Gujarat Lions won by the 34 runs. It was a big victory for them. But this is like they have got qualified as well. Gujarat Lions must be very happy today.
Yes, Gujarat Titans and me as well. I'm equally as excited because when we were just like picking our teams, I was really impressed with last year's performance of Hardik Pandya. I,
Hmm.
I initially had thought that he's so immature as a captain. I don't think he should have been given the responsibility. But he proved me as well as all the others who thought the opposite about him rightfully. And this year, I had belief in what Hardik Pandya does. I knew that Kane Williamson was there. Unfortunately, he was ruled out from the first game itself. But after that, the things that the team they have carried throughout this season, it has impressed me a lot, and I'm sure all those who have watched IPL throughout the entirety of this tournament are impressed with Gujarat Titans because they did not have the best of the players, but they made best out of them. So that is what made their unit more formidable. So yes, excited as of now, and we'll see some other teams in the final.
Right,
As
comfortably
well.
playoffs में
Right.
पहुंच चुकी है गुजरात टाइटंस
Right.
एंड दे मस्ट बी वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट इट. बट डेफिनेटली आगे आने वाली लीग में जो मैचेस होंगे, जो जो कि नॉकआउट्स होंगे, वहां पे एक मैच भी हारना आपके लिए लीग से बाहर होने का रीजन बन सकता है. तो दे मस्ट बी वेरी केयरफुल बिकॉज गुजरात टाइटंस ऑलरेडी डिफेंडिंग चैंपियन है एंड दे वुड वांट टू विन इट अगेन और अपनी स्ट्रीक को कंटिन्यू रखना चाहेंगे. Now, before I move on to Gauri, let's take a look at the match summary of Gujarat Titans and Sunrisers Hyderabad because जिस तरीके से मुकाबला गया, it is not at all good for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Like except Bhuvi का जो परफॉर्मेंस रहा है, itself उनकी परफॉर्मेंस के अलावा और कोई भी ऐसा प्लेयर है जिसने इतना खास इंप्रेस किया हो. बट विल स्टार्ट ऑफ विद गुजरात टाइटंस जिन्होंने पहले बल्लेबाजी करते हुए 188 रन्स बनाए 9 विकेट्स गवा करके, जहां शुभमन गिल ने गुजरात टाइटंस के एंड से सबसे पहली सेंचुरी फ्रॉम द टीम इटसेल्फ उन्होंने स्कोर करी. और बीइंग अ यंगस्टर उन्होंने खुद भी बोला था कि कुछ ही दिन में मेरी सेंचुरी अपलोड होगी और डेफिनेटली उन्होंने करके दिखाया. साई सुदर्शन इसके अलावा 47 रन्स उन्होंने बनाए. भुवनेश्वर ने जहां फाइफर लिया विच इज लाइक अ ग्रेट परफॉर्मेंस फ्रॉम सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद साइड, और फजल हक फारूकी ने 1 विकेट लिया. नाउ इफ यू मूव ऑन टू सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद, 188 के टारगेट को चेस करने के लिए उतरे. इतना आसान नहीं दिख रहा था. वहीं हेनरी क्लासन अकेले लड़ते दिखाई दिए इनके अंत से, और भुवनेश्वर ने इटसेल्फ आकर के फिर बैटिंग से भी कुछ रन बनाए. 27 रन उन्होंने ऐड किए बट वो इनफ नहीं थे. मोहम्मद शमी ने जहां 4 विकेट लिए, वहां मोहित शर्मा ने भी 4 विकेट लिए और ऑल गुजरात टाइटंस 34 रन से जीत गई. नाउ गौरी, ऑब्वियसली आज के दिन अगर हम कोई पॉजिटिव काउंट करेंगे सनराइजर्स के लिए तो वो यही दो प्लेयर हैं, दैट इज भुवनेश्वर कुमार एंड हेनरिक क्लासन. इसके अलावा सनराइजर्स थ्रू आउट टूर्नामेंट बहुत उन्होंने नुकसान झेला है. लाइक देखा जाए तो परफॉर्मेंसेस आते हैं, होते हैं, मैच विनिंग परफॉर्मेंसेस होते हैं, बट वो मैच जीत नहीं पाते. इवन हमने प्री शो में भी बात करी, और आज डू और डाई था, बट स्टिल इंटेंट में वही कमी थोड़ी बहुत देखने को मिली कि सनराइजर्स उसे अंत तक ले जा नहीं पाई और मुकाबला अपने हक में नहीं कर पाई. अब की बार क्या कहें, मतलब सनराइजर्स के लिए तो सिंपल सी बात है, पहले कहा जा रहा था कि होम उनकी एडवांटेज नहीं है, डिसएडवांटेज है, पर अगर वो बाहर कहीं विजिट करते हैं तो अच्छा परफॉर्म करते हैं. आज नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम उनके लिए एक विजिटिंग स्टेडियम था, बट स्टिल दे कुडंट डू इट. और शुरू से ही लग रहा था कि गुजरात टाइटंस शायद अपने हाथ में ये मुकाबला आसानी से रख लेगा.
Right, Rajsi. I mean, जब आप when you are chasing the target of around 190 runs because 188 runs were on the board. I don't know how you begin with. मतलब I mean, chasing आपको किस तरह से शुरू करनी चाहिए. You are losing 7 wickets on 59 runs. I don't really believe that because you have such a big target and then you're going to lose 7 wickets on 59 runs. That is almost 75% of your team is inside the dugout when half of the runs are not even chased. So you can understand how they have already begun, where the team is going, and how they'll be able to manage it. I mean, leaving Henry Klassen and Bhubaneswar Kumar, none of the other batters are not even in the double digit scores. Again, it comes down to it was not Bhubaneswar Kumar's duty to score runs because at once he's known he's there to do his work. He has taken a fifer, which is already
Yeah.
a milestone as a bowler, and then you're expecting him to contribute with the runs also because he's the second highest scorer from SRH and after Klassen. So
Hmm.
I mean, when you are seeing these kind of signs that a bowler is putting his all, to get those runs at the end because batters have failed miserably. So this is
Hmm.
not a very good sign as a team. You are losing 7 wickets on just 59 runs. Then there was 8 wicket partnership, which was very crucial for SRH between Klasen and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. That was the only bright spot they had in their lineup today. Otherwise, when once Klasen went, it was all, haphazard from there. So it never looked like they were in the chase. It never looked like they'll be, able to win it or get it over the line, because they needed
Right.
around 60 runs in last 3 overs. So it
Hmm.
from the very starting only, it looked all like, Titans match, and it was a well deserved victory for them also.
राइट। चिरायु, जब गुजरात टाइटंस खेल रहा था तो उस टाइम पे लग रहा था कि वो एक डिफरेंट पिच पर खेल रहे हैं। वही जब सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद उतरे तो वो जिस तरह से स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे विद द बैट, देख के लग रहा था कि डिफरेंट पिच पर है शायद। अब जैसे अगर कंपेयर भी करें, इवन हेनरिक क्लासी ने सबसे ज्यादा अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है विद द बैट, बट अगेन वो एक स्लो पारी भी थी, बिकॉज इनिशियली जब उन्होंने रन बनाने शुरू किए थे तो वो बस वो टिकने की कोशिश कर रहे थे। डेफिनेटली दैट वाज रिक्वायर्ड एट दैट मोमेंट, बट देन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वो ज्यादा हद तक काम भी नहीं है सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद के। इवन उन्होंने रन स्कोर किए, भुवनेश्वर कुमार ने उनकी हेल्प करी, बट 34 रन इज अ बिग मार्जिन। इट इज नॉट समथिंग कि आप 7 रन, 10 रन, 12 रन से हारे हो। आप 34 रन से हारे हो तो आप उसके करीब भी ला करके नहीं रख पाए। सो हाउ डू यू सी दिस फ्रॉम सनराइजर्स एंड?
I mean, this was not Sunrisers game right from the first inning. After Shubman Gill gave a dominating performance, I don't think that Sunrisers were ever into the game. And as usual, we saw some exhilarating bowling performance from Mohammad Shami, completely ripping apart the top order during the power play, as he has been doing constantly throughout this tournament so far. And that is what brought Gujarat Titans right away into the game, and Sunrisers could never really come back into the game after that. The only positive things for Sunrisers, as you are speaking, Henrik Klassen, I don't think that it was his duty to score most of the runs, because he's someone who bats lower down the order, like he comes in at 5 or 6. So the main duty to score the majority of the runs is of the top order, which failed miserably today. Speaking of Anmol Preet Singh, Rahul Tripathi, Abhishek
Yeah.
Sharma, no one could really, stand up and take the team through in a do or die game. There needs to be some sense of maturity. There needs to be one player who can, really stand out at the top order. You have lack of experience at the top order. You don't have really a gun batter at the top order, so you're bound to fail. And with the bowling attack of Gujarat Titans, it was never going to be easy chasing a target like 190. And Gujarat Titans did it. They're just doing what they're meant to do. They're bowling well, they're batting well, they're fielding well, and that is exactly opposite of what Sunrisers Hyderabad are not able to do during this tournament. My advice to Sunrisers for the upcoming edition would be fill the gaps that are there. Look for windows that are open for you to really fill in. And uske baad, what they need to do is exchange players, because this season we have seen that despite them backing so many of their players, they were not able to perform. So you have to take a hard call, you have to take a hard decision. Those players who have not performed well, you have to kick them out, because one bad season for David Warner and they kicked them out like anything. They kicked Rashid Khan out, and we are exactly seeing that how well they have been performing during the season. So Sunrisers Hyderabad do need to take a hard call coming into the next edition, and that is what ends their story in this season so far. So yeah, that is all I can say.
आस्किंग द सेम टू चिरायू एज वेल कि इट लुक लाइक कि सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद एकदम ही डिफरेंट सरफेस पे खेल रही है, बट उसी सरफेस पे हमने शुभमन गिल को भी उनका 100 आज रिकॉर्ड करते हुए देखा, एंड इट वाज क्वाइट अ फास्ट इनिंग फ्रॉम हिज साइड। और इवन गुजरात के भी एंड से ज्यादा परफॉर्मेंसेस नहीं है, बट ही वाज इनफ, लाइक हिमसेल्फ ही वाज इनफ टू गिव अ गुड स्कोर टू गुजरात। बाकी के बैट्समैन ने ज्यादा खास वो भी परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाए, बैक टू बैक विकेट्स गिरे, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द सरफेस मे बी, but he was at their one end to take the responsibility of the majority of runs, which was like Sunrisers Hyderabad के end से नहीं हो पाया। But I would like to really praise this youngster because the way he has played in just this year, 23rd year old he is, and he has owned one IPL century, one T20I century, one ODI double hundred, one Test 100 as well, or that too in span of just 6 to 7 months, not more than that. He must be very happy today with the performance he has given, और confidence देख करके पता चलता है कि शुभमन is going to be the future of India.
Exactly. Rachi, see, when we talk about Shubman Gill, we saw how his rise, came into the notice, how his rise started, because when he performed in the GABA,
Hmm.
that particular knock of 91 runs, people are not going to forget that for long period of time, because that
Yeah.
was a historic victory for India. From there, he rose to the test. Then we are seeing him performing, because if a youngster like him performed in just one format, people may praise him for, he's just a test player or maybe ODI player. But the player
Hmm.
like him who's performing across formats, I mean, that is something very, serious kind of talent that needs to be, praised time and again. Because in this particular only, I think he has become the first Indian to get century across formats: T20, ODI, Test, and also IPL. So yeah, when you talk about these kind of milestones, when you kind of these about these kind of landmark, I think that is a very big as a player, and that too when you are just in, beginning of your career, because he's just 23 and he has got
Hmm.
all in his bag right now. So definitely. And other day we were also discussing about some of the greatest T20 players that we have
Yeah.
right now across the globe. Yeah, I took the name of Shubman Gill that time. So yeah, of course he's proving it time and again. I mean, there is nothing about him that he cannot do. Maybe there is a pressure game, there's a situation, because again, if you look in the GT lineup also, no, none other than him, maybe Sai Sudarshan 47 runs, and then Shubman Gill's century. Otherwise none of them, just rose to the occasion. But Gill's century was enough, to take them
Hmm.
to 188 runs, which was again a challenging score. So
Hmm.
I mean, scoring century is one thing, and then doing or performing at the time when your team is requiring the most, or at the, when you're standing on the cusp of, qualifying for the playoffs, that is a very different thing. So I think that he has done a great job on that front.
राइट चिरायु एज यू वर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट शुभमन गिल डेफिनेटली ये एक बहुत ही टफ सरफेस पे उनकी इनिंग्स आई है बिकॉज दोनों ही टीम से एक्सेप्ट हिम लाइक बस हेनरी क्लासन ने एक 50 स्कोर किया है बाकी और कोई भी प्लेयर 50 स्कोर नहीं कर पाया बल्कि मोस्टली प्लेयर सिंगल डिजिट पर आउट हुए हैं सो इट इज सच अ टैलेंट लाइक उन्होंने इतने टफ सरफेस पे अपने इतनी टफ कंडीशंस पे जहां पर टीम को क्वालिफाई करना था और उन्हें पता था कि उन्हें यहाँ पर ये मुकाबला हारना नहीं है बिकॉज उन्हें अपने कंटेंशन कंफर्म करना है प्ले ऑफ का ऐसे मौके पर उनकी सेंचुरी आई है हाउ हैप्पी आर यू हाउ इम्प्रेस्ड आर यू विद शुभमन गिल
Look, to be really honest, I've been impressed with Shubman Gill ever since he started his purple patch back in the New Zealand or Sri Lanka series that we played. उसके बाद से he proved his point that he is there to stay in the new team. He is not there just for the sole purpose of filling a position of an opener because Shikhar Dhawan was not playing well. The way Shubman Gill has performed in the past 6 or 7 months, it has been a really dominating kind of performance. You don't see such performances time and again. And speaking in particularly of today's innings, I think it was something which was needed after you lost an early wicket of Ridhiman Saha. There had to be someone who had to stand up and keep scoring run, keep taking advantage of the power play of the field restrictions, and he did right that. Sai Sudarshan, partnered with him really well. I would really also like to praise a lot to Sai Sudarshan because you don't expect someone of his stature to stand up and be involved in these partnerships that matter the most. Like this partnership, they had a partnership of 147, which is the second highest partnership of IPL 2023 and the highest for the second wicket. So that really shows how important contribution Sai Sudarshan has been making in the limited opportunities that he's getting. And apart from that, no one really stood out in the Gujarat Titans batting lineup. So yes, I'm pretty much happy with how Shubman Gill has been playing, and I hope that he keeps continuing these performances for Gujarat and for India in the years to come. We have a World Cup coming ahead. We have a WTC final. We have a T20 World Cup in the next year. So I'm just hoping the best to come out of him so that our team can benefit the most out of him. So I just wish him all the best and yes, great talent.
Right. Even I was thinking about the difference of these two teams. See, Gauri, just if you agree to me, just let me know. अगर आज गुजरात टाइटंस के लिए शुभमन गिल सेंचुरी नहीं बनाते तो शायद कोई और बना देता बट अगर आज सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद के लिए हेनरी क्लासन स्कोर नहीं करते तो कोई स्कोर नहीं करता डू यू अग्री टू मी ऑन दिस
Quite well, Ratsi. I mean, there has been a lot of dependency in Sunrisers Hyderabad, or always one or two players in the middle or somewhere like that to perform. I mean, there been a collective effort from the team from the very starting, this would not have been their state right now, because they were languishing at ninth position. They just won two, three, four games. One game against Rajasthan Royals. It was a great batting effort from their end. Otherwise, it has all been a sorry state for Sunrisers Hyderabad. They have not been able to live up to the expectations. So I really don't, because if because see, like you said, if Shubman Gill wouldn't have scored a century, someone would have added 50-50 each, maybe from their
Yeah.
ends, and it would have got to a challenging score, because that is how only Gujarat Titans are sitting on the top, because something consistent would have been happening from there, and that is why they're there. And for Sunrisers Hyderabad, something bad or something not very good has been happening consistently. That is why they are
Hmm.
on the ninth position. So of course you can say that maybe if Henrik Klassen wouldn't have scored those 64 runs, again there would have been a complete collapse, and the margin of winning, which is 34 runs, might have been 54 or 64, anything you can say.
More than that, yeah. Six, just
Yeah,
add 60 to it, maybe that one.
exactly.
Right. This is the like a very serious sign for सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद की अगर आपके हेनरी क्लासन आज स्कोर नहीं करते तो शायद आज आप क्या कोई भी बैट्समैन स्कोर नहीं कर पाता और ये बात उन्हें समझने की जरूरत है बिकॉज मुझे लगता है कि जैसे गौरी सिंस वी ऑल आर वर्किंग सो वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड टोटली कि समटाइम्स आपके टॉप परफॉर्मिंग लोग भी जो परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाते हैं इट इज बिकॉज उनके ऊपर कुछ मेंटल प्रेशर होता है जैसे a lot of time we have seen in इंडिया टीम एज वेल बहुत ज्यादा चॉपिंग एंड चेंजिंग और बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्बिनेशंस के चक्कर में कई बार इंडिया टीम ने भी अच्छे अच्छे टूर्नामेंट्स गवाए हैं जो इनिशियली हमको धोनी की कैप्टनसी छोड़ने के बाद दिखाई दिया था कि न्यू कैप्टन न्यू कॉम्बिनेशन न्यू टैलेंट कमिंग इन एंड देन दे डोंट नो हाउ टू हैंडल देयर माइंडसेट सो वही वही बात होती है कि यू हैव गॉट गुड स्किल यू हैव गॉट गुड थिंग्स ऑन पेपर बट देन सर्टेनली उन सबका माइंडसेट एक होकर के एक तरफ एम नहीं कर पा रहा है so how will you win it as a team because this cricket game is a team of is a game of team not an individual so definitely they need to understand कि क्या गलत जा रहा है क्या नहीं बट हम जो सही कर सकते हैं वो यही है कि हम टॉप परफॉर्मर्स देख सकते हैं आज के मुकाबले के गुजरात टाइटंस और सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद के बीच जो मुकाबला हुआ उसके टॉप परफॉर्मेंसेस फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट इनिंग is Shubman Gill. He has scored 101 run for GT and Bhuvneshwar Kumar who took fifer of 30 runs and that was quite a great performance from his side. Now if you go to second innings तो वहां पर हम देखेंगे Henry Klassen with 64 runs and Mohammad Shami he took 4 wickets of 20 runs by 4 within 4 overs और ये ऐसा पहला नहीं दूसरा मौका है इन हिस्ट्री में जब दो बॉलर सेम टीम के फोर फॉर लेते हैं विच इज मोहम्मद शमी ने लिया और उधर मोहित शर्मा ने लिया दैट वाज ग्रेट फॉर गुजरात टाइटंस जो भुवी की परफॉर्मेंस को भी ओवरकम कर गया बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली वहां पे दो बॉल्स पेयर में हंट कर रहे थे और वहां भुवी अकेले हंट कर रहे थे शिराई इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग तो फिर जब फास्ट बॉलर्स खेलते हैं कहा जाता है कि वो पेयर में हंट करते हैं जैसे हमने गुजरात के केस में देख भी लिया मोहित शर्मा एंड मोहम्मद शमी दे वर डूइंग इट टुगेदर एंड देन देयर वर अदर बॉलर्स एज वेल बट फॉर इफ वी गो टू सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद तो आज भूवी भी एक एंड से लोन वॉरियर दिखाई पड़ रहे थे फ्रॉम द बॉलिंग एंड ऑफ सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद
I think not just this game, but Bhuvia has been carrying the bowling unit of Sunrisers for over a decade now. So that is what sums up the bowling lineup of Sunrisers. Apart from when Rashid used to play for SRH, I don't think so. There is any kind of bowler who has really stood apart. But speaking of Mohammad Shami and Mohit Sharma in particular, yes, they have been doing well. They have been doing fantastic for Gujarat Titans throughout this tournament. But there is a very interesting stat that I would like to add over here that
Sure.
Mohammad Shami had picked 21 wickets between 2013 to 2018. And you come back to this season. In this season alone, he has taken 23 wickets. So that is quite a comeback. You don't expect these kind of comebacks, but the way he has performed, the way he's improved himself, that really shows what kind of a player he is. And I'm really hoping that Mohammad Shami gets all that he deserves. I think he has been he has not been the ace attacker for India because when Bhuvi used to play, he used to lead the bowling attack. When Bumrah is there, Bumrah leads the bowling attack. But Shami has been someone who has stayed consistent over the years, and he has not been as recognized as he should have been. So
Yeah.
I truly think that. मोहम्मद शमी इज ट्रूली गेटिंग व्हाट इट डिजर्व्स, एंड उनकी बिल्कुल उनकी मेहनत का जो फल है वो बिल्कुल रंग ला रहा है, अपनी टीम को जिता पा रहे हैं, इंडिया को जिता पा रहे हैं, गुजरात को जिता पा रहे हैं. सो ये प्रीटी मच satisfied with how he is performing, and similar goes with Mohit Sharma. You never expected him to get a game. I think he was just there as a net bowler, and in the next season, as Yash Dayal could not perform really well, they thought, maybe we should give Mohit Sharma a go. And he's not just taking wickets, but he's also conceding less amount of runs. So that really made Gujarat Titans bowling lineup much stronger, much stronger. In fact, I was really surprised with how he has made his comeback. I did not expect him to bowl this well. So yeah, pretty much satisfied with Shami as well as Mohit Sharma. Yes.
I was about to ask you this, Chirayu. Why are you behind Yash Dayal every time whenever we talk about him?
I'm not behind Yash Dayal, but if a player plays well, you have to back him, and if a
Yeah.
player does not play well, I'm not against Yash Dayal, but just the way he's performing, it is not up to what we heard of him coming into the tournament. He was the player that I was watching after. Like
Yeah.
I looked at his domestic stats, the way he performed in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, and I had a great belief in him because he had a very good mentor in the form of Ashish Nehra, but he's just not be able to live up to the expectations.
Hmm.
Just a few bad games, nothing else. I really hope that he makes a better and a stronger comeback in the next game. He took a wicket in the power play, so it was a good game for him. Today was not at all a bad day for him, but uh, nothing to speak of Yash Dayal at the moment. Nothing extraordinary that we should be really speaking of. So no hatred towards Yash Dayal, but really impressed with how other bowlers of JT have performed.
राइट, यश से हमें उम्मीद होगी कि आगे आने वाले मैचेस में और आगे आने वाले सीजन में और भी बेहतर करें और अपने स्किल के हिसाब से जैसे उनको बैक किया जाता है उसके हिसाब से परफॉर्म करें. दैट विल बी रियली ग्रेट फॉर गुजरात टाइटंस. बट सिंस इस वक्त इस मुकाबले के अंत के साथ साथ ही प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच का अनाउंसमेंट भी हो चुका है, दैट इज शुभमन गिल. जैसे कि कमेंट सेक्शन में बहुत लोग पूछ रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द काइंड ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस ही हैज गिवन. शुभमन गिल ने 101 रन बनाए 58 बॉल, विच वाज अ फास्ट इनिंग और डेफिनेटली डिजर्व करते हैं प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच. अब देखते हैं पॉइंट्स टेबल के आफ्टर इस मुकाबले के किस तरीके से पॉइंट्स टेबल दिखाई पड़ रही है. क्वालिफाई तो कर चुकी है जीटी और एसआरएच और डीसी एलिमिनेट हो चुके हैं, बट इसके अलावा पॉइंट्स टेबल इट्स लाइक जीटी ऑन टॉप, देन सीएसके, आफ्टरवर्ड्स मुंबई इंडियंस, देन एलएसजी, आरसीबी, राजस्थान रॉयल्स, कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स, पंजाब किंग्स, एसआरएच एंड डीसी. सो दो टीम्स बाहर हो चुकी हैं, एक टीम फिक्स हो चुकी है, विच मीन 3 स्पॉट्स अभी बाकी हैं जो अभी फिलहाल दिखाई पड़ रहे हैं सीएसके, एमआई और एलएसजी के. गौरी, जस्ट क्विक वर्ड्स ऑफ योर्स, which three team do you think is going to end up like already जो जैसे लाने दिख रहा है वैसा, या कोई नई टीम है जो बार्जिन कर सकती है?
See, Rajsi, I really hope CSK and MI are because MI like they have made the comeback on the last moment, and again they are having 5 trophies in their cabinet. You never know from them who's gonna blast. Surya Kumar Yadav is already riding high on confidence. He has just gained his form and that too brilliantly. So I think MI can be the one, CSK can be the one because they lost just one. Maybe they can come back in the last match that has been left for them. For last spot, I can really give two, three, four contenders are there. LSG are one definitely. RR can be one. Then RCB, PBKS they can be because you never know who's going to just bounce back and you attack for that one slot. So maybe for three, I am confirmed. Not sure about the one. It's I feel it's up for grabs for a lot of teams right now.
Right, तो मतलब for you KKR is already out of the like or out of the calculation.
Maybe because the I am not sure about KKR because KKR see last match they played against CSK they beat CSK only, so maybe
हम्म.
I could say that they may be high on confidence because they beat CSK and that too at Chepak. So that may be a good thing for them, but again I feel that MI, LSG, RR, these things are because RR's top order is very sturdy, and then when they actually perform, they when Yashasvi Jaiswal, Samson, and all these Butler, all they perform in tandem. It's very it becomes RR becomes a very quite dangerous side. So
Right.
I feel yeah, they can be the one who can be doing these kind of things because they have done in the past as well. So I feel that maybe between RR, LSG, RCB, or maybe PBKS, one can qualify for the fourth spot. That's what I feel.
Chirayu, cook quickly just tell me your teams which you think can make it to the top four.
Yeah, MI and CSK are confirmed for the second and third spot, maybe. Fourth spot, I am also confused, but if I had to give one name, it would be Rajasthan Royals, because they have been performing well throughout the tournament. Just a few bad games here and there, but they were at the top of the table one point of time, and they've slipped right down. But as Gauri rightly spoke, that their top order is a really dangerous batting order. जब उनका टॉप ऑर्डर परफॉर्म नहीं करता है, दे एंड अप लूजिंग लाइक वी सॉ इन द यस्टरडेज गेम। लाइक
True.
कल तीनों ही प्लेयर्स नहीं चल पाए और उसके बाद में द टीम गॉट ऑल आउट ऑन 59, व्हिच इज रियली डिसअपॉइंटिंग। सो if any one of the batters performs, it really becomes a headache for the opposition to really say to really have things in their mind, what kind of they become clueless or some kind of that. So my fourth team would be RR, but it apart from RR, there is one more team I would like to add, but net run rate would play a big game. I really can't mention. I think there will be three or four teams with the same number of points, but it will really come down to net run rate. But RR, since they have a positive net run rate right now, I'm backing them to qualify for the playoffs.
राइट, सो अब कमेंट सेक्शन में हमारे व्यूअर्स भी अगर हमें बताएं कि उनके हिसाब से उनकी टॉप फोर क्या हो सकते हैं, दैट विल बी रियली ग्रेट टू हैव अ फीडबैक ऑन द टीम्स परफॉर्मेंसेस सो फार। बट आई वुड लाइक टू सी, लाइक ऑलरेडी गुजरात टाइटंस तो हो ही चुकी है क्वालिफाई, आई वुड लाइक टू सी सीएसके इन द क्वालिफायर एंड देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स एलिमिनेटर में एमआई और आरसीबी अगर हो जाता है तो मजा ही आ जाएगा। और इसके अलावा लाइक इट्स वेरी क्लियर फॉर मी, सीएसके, एमआई, आरसीबी, ये तीन टीम्स इधर से और जीटी, और उसके बाद में तो फिर जो जिसको सही लगता है करो, बट ट्रॉफी एमआई को जिता दो, बस बात खत्म है मेरे लिए। ये मुझे थोड़ा ऐसा रोड मैप दिखाई पड़ रहा है, बट ठीक है, सबका अपना अपना होता है। सो खैर, रोड मैप जरूर अपने आप लोग सब लोग यहाँ पर शेयर करें कमेंट सेक्शन में। हम चलते हैं क्योंकि कल भी हमें वापस लौटना है और बात करना है बहुत सारे क्रिकेट के बारे में। कल भी है मुंबई इंडियंस के मैच, मुझे अभी याद आया। सो हम लोग कल वापस से लौटेंगे, बात करेंगे बहुत सारे क्रिकेट के बारे में। तब तक आप बने रहिए क्रिक ट्रैकर और इन दी एयर शो के साथ।